thank you for coming, for joining us today, albeit with a very heavy heart. We're here all to remember, but also most importantly, to celebrate the life of our dear friend, Lam. Today's program will be divided into 3 parts. First, we'll have it on the pier, and then we'll paddle to the beach, doing things we enjoyed doing with Lam, especially his last journey with us, picking up garbage, drinking soda, and just enjoying life at the beach. And then at the end, we'll all come back here to complete the cycle. Throughout the vigil, the captains will deliver a few speeches on behalf of the team, on behalf of ourselves. But at the beach, I also, if anyone would like to say a few things, just a few words about Lam, you're more than welcome to do so. I strongly encourage everyone to do so. We'll record everything for, especially for Eddie, because as you all know, he's his best friend. We all feel very strongly, deeply for his loss, and he'd very much like to join us today. So we open the vigil with a special message from Eddie.
大家好，我係 Eddie。唔好意思，我出席唔到今日悼念阿 Lam 嘅呢個活動，因為我人在加拿大，不過好快會返。首先我想多謝大家參加今日呢個活動，去紀念阿 Lam 啦。大家識得阿 Lam 都係因為我啦，佢係我嘅中學同學，我10歲就識得佢。佢亦都係因為我就開始玩龍舟啦，玩咗超過15年。識佢嘅人都知啦，佢都係好中意呢個運動。其中一個原因，大家都玩呢個運動都明嘅，都係經常見到嘅呢班人啦，呢個友誼啦，導致到大家都成日聚埋一齊。佢嘅突然之間離開咧，係好詫異啦，亦都係令到好多人好傷感嘅。我都想趁呢個機會，代表龍舟隊多謝阿 Lam 啦，咁多年嚟嘅參與啦，無私嘅付出啦，貢獻啦。我哋都知道佢係一個好有義氣嘅人，兩肋插刀，幫得就幫嘅。亦都喺呢個機會啦，代表阿 Lam 想多謝大家一路以嚟嘅友誼啦、歡笑同埋時間相聚。龍舟係一個團體嘅運動，係一個細小嘅家庭，一個社群。人生入邊咧，唔係有好多嘅機會咧，係可以超過10年啦，去不斷將一班人拉埋一齊嘅。我好相信阿 Lam 咧，佢係會好覺得好驕傲啦，能夠叫自己做一聲龍舟人。我相信佢亦都非常之驕傲啦，係認識咗你哋呢班隊員老友記同老仔嘅。我相信我哋都係會好掛住佢啦，會記得佢好耐好耐嘅。如果佢在天之靈咧，知道今日大家會咁多人一齊出嚟搞一個咁有意義嘅追思會咧，我相信佢都會非常之開心，同埋覺得參加龍舟係無負嘅。再一次容許我代表阿 Lam 多謝大家今日出席呢個 event 啦，多謝大家嘅 effort， 尤其是啲經理啦 ，Fish 同埋 Egg， 多謝晒。
Next, I'll start with the first captain's message. We gather here today with heavy hearts to mourn, but I also open this vigil by saying we are also celebrating the life of our beloved teammate, Lam. As Lam is Christian, I'd like to share a passage from the Bible, the Gospel of John. Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die." Lam has left within and amongst us a sizable hole. I've shared my memories of him in the groups, why he was such a treasured teammate. But let me open up a little bit and share my pain. Sometime during this season, I had a moment of self-reflection and realized that as one of the captains, my focus had overly been on the practice and the team and not enough on all of you on a personal level. So I set out to change that, and Lam was one of the first members I tried to know better. Believe it or not, we've been teammates for more than 10 years. But as we're both left-sided, we never sat side by side for small chat until this postseason, when I was training on my weak hand. This season gave me a chance to do so. We tried out new things. We paddled to Lei Yumen together and celebrated him officially joining our steersman group. By all counts, it's a very memorable postseason. What I did not realize was this was his last. And that's why it hurts. Just when you recognize the value and dedication of a teammate and think that you'll have many more seasons together, life took a cruel turn and took him away from us. It even made me very angry. But thanks to Lam, I learned to look at it another way. He taught me to treasure every one of you. I am blessed to have you all as teammates and co-captains and share the sport we love together. Dear Lam Gor, in life, your job, you taught secondary students. Yet with your final departure, you have also become my teacher. And that's a lesson I will always hold dear to heart. And this is why, as Jesus said, you will never die. Thank you. Next, I'd like to dedicate this song that both celebrates death but also the blessing of life. All of you should have the lyrics with you, Amazing Grace. If you can take that out, we will sing together.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me.
Let's sing together.
I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and praise my fears will live. How precious is the grace appear, the hour I first believed. Theirs I have already come to strays that flock, we save thus far, and praise will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, with no less days till sing God's praise, that when we first begun.
Now let's have a moment of silence in memory of Lam. And followed by a round of applause to celebrate his life. Okay, let's have our first huddle together with Lam. Who are we?
USC! USC! One team!
Thank you. Today's vigil, the program, we mainly try to follow the last footsteps of our Lam with us. So one of the last things we did together, we went to Lei Yumon on a expedition, but then we also went to the beach across the bay. And since that day we couldn't get watermelon, Edgar bought mini soda instead. So that's why we have mini soda today. Also, friendly team, Wahaha, they very graceful to join us on our morning for Lam. So why don't we give our friends from Wahaha a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then I hand the floor to Keith.
Okay, so I think we have said many good things about Lam, and I would just want to share some of my memories with Lam. And actually, I joined this team in 2008 together with Lam. We were two newbies, and I still remember. Well, you know Lam's figure, not very big, quite weak, look like. So he was quite cocky at that time. I was like, this guy wouldn't lost long. So he was cocky at the first lesson, and then very naturally, after the first practice, he was crushed, totally crushed. I'm not better than him. I was crushed too. Anyway, so we have all this experience. So it was really interesting. Not the best kind of impression you get from a guy, but that's Lam. He's always a guy doesn't look very care, or he's very enthusiastic. He's not the very active guy, but he's always there. He's always with the team. He's always paddling with his full power. He gives everything, even though it looks like he's like, oh, I'm tired, I cannot do anything. but he still give his best. So that's the kind of teammate we really respect. As a team, I was a captain before. We need different profile of teammates, and we don't really want everyone to be too active. Everyone's talking, everyone's giving their own opinions, and it's difficult. But you have guys like him. He's always supporting. He follow the captain, the coach instructions. So he's very reliable. Another occasion, a bit comical. Chris definitely would remember that one time we were practicing in Sai Kung, and we were heading out to Kiu Choi. And halfway through, we're almost there, and we enter into the zone that the wave was getting higher. And then one big wave came, and we had basically similar situation like what we just had. The front side of the boat got a lot of water in, so much water, and the wave was keep coming in, and the coach just shout, "Jump!" And we had no idea. And he had no idea, I believe, but he jumped. The front 4 row jumped, and because we want to keep the front up. So he jumped, and everyone get the water out, and then of course we survived. He went back up to the boat, but after that he was like pale in his face, and he was like, he almost drowned himself. And it's so funny that he told me afterwards, I'm not that good at swimming.
I was on the other boat.
He just do what the team needs him to do. And guy, he's really amazing and lovable. And for me, he is also my neighbor. And we every time we practice, we come together, we go back together. Chit chat. He's a very good friend and almost like a family member. But of course, Eddie is, secondary schoolmate. But I really feel very connected to him for almost 17, 18 years. Still, it's hard to accept that he's not with us here, and he's waiting for us upstairs in heaven. But I just want to say that we all love him. And you all know. Thank you.
Anyone want to say a few words? Anyone? Don't be shy.
Oh, I just want to say, my first memory of Lam is, I think it was like a Stanley practice race or something. And what I remember about him is when he get off the boat, he looks like he almost died. He was so tired, and every race after, I felt like what I admire about him is he always gives 100%, like more than 100. Right? He leaves everything when we race. So I think that's what I really miss. And he always has a very positive attitude no matter what. Even though he said he's tired, but he's always in a positive way. He never complains or anything. So I think it's we never know when it's gonna be the last time we see someone. So I think we should treat every day as a gift. Thank you.
我講兩句啊！我用廣東話講。我同阿 Lam 咧算係 join 咗科大龍舟好多年㗎啦。其實佢俾我印象都係唔似一個爬龍舟嘅，亦都冇乜運動細胞嘅人咯。我自己都好 surprise 佢可以堅持到咁耐。咁剛才大家都聽過關於對佢爬龍舟嗰陣時候嘅嗰個懷念啦，嘅睇法啦。其實因為我都住將軍澳啊，其實我成日都喺度跑步啊。 我可以話俾大家聽咧，我唔止一次咧，其實都係跑步嘅時候咧都遇到過佢。就喺最後一次練習之前2個禮拜啦，我喺度跑步，我同我太太喺度跑步嘅時候，迎面見到有一個着住熒光黃色運動衫嘅嗰對跑鞋仲好新嘅白色，我仲笑佢，因為你當我跑完嗰個圈之後咧，翻到去細嗰條橋嘅時候又撞到佢，我咦點解你跑得仲快過我嘅？跟住佢笑笑口，其實佢喺嗰條新嘅條橋嗰度捷徑走佢咯我仲話：哇好新喎！啲衫係咪新買㗎？咁話唔得啦，要減下肥啦咁樣講其實咧，我想講嘅咧就係、佢雖然嘻嘻哈哈啦但係佢一攞支獎嗰時候爬龍舟嘅時候係好認真。佢通常坐喺前面㗎，我係絕對感受到。佢除非真係頂唔順，如果唔係佢唔會停獎㗎。同佢有份一齊同我一齊嗌，叫大家加油俾力。佢好想大家一齊維係住呢班爬龍舟嗰份精神每一次我嚟到爬龍舟嘅時候咧，都見到佢係頭嗰1-2個人已經企咗喺度等大家㗎啦。佢好少遲到嘅，應該我未見過佢遲到過咯。事件發生咗啦我而家每次跑步咧，尤其是黃昏嘅時候咧，我都諗翻嗰一次，我估唔到嗰次係最後一次見到佢，但係亦都俾翻大家一個信息咧，就係、我哋好好活著每一日啦以後我哋爬龍舟多咗個目標我哋為咗 Lam 而爬咯。多謝大家。
Anyone else want to say a few words?
Maybe I will. I've only known him for about 4 years. He wasn't there in my first season, and in the second season when he joined. So in the first season, I was always the first one to say I am tired. When he joined, he was always the first one to say tired. So I thought, oh, finally someone weaker than me and complains more than me. I was very happy. But then I realized he is always the one who stops last. He's always, even when we reach here, he's always the one who does power. Even he was dying, he was totally out of breath. He was pale as a white sheet. He still keeps going. The other thing I always remember with his lame jokes that I will never understand, because he jokes about secondary school a lot, and I'm sure most of us here are very much out of touch of that world already. So what he say is always about school, and he is so passionate about his job, his students, and how the world feel is like that is affecting all the next generation. I always admire his work ethic, his sportsmanship, and his care for the next generation. Thank you.
Anyone next want to say a few words? From the captain's perspective, every year we look back at the roster when we decide who goes to the race, and Lam is always one of those who has the highest attendance. Like as Tommy said, he's always one of the first one to arrive at the practice, but he's also one of those with the highest attendance. He's that reliable. Even when compared to me, and usually I'm around, he has even higher attendance than me. It just goes to show his dedication. Oh, and he's almost always one of the first one to sign up at the beginning of the season. Yeah. So he's always very eager for the season to start, and once it starts, he is so very dedicated. I was looking back through the photos when we were doing last year's 20th anniversary. I was going through all the races. I mean, there were very rare, maybe 1 or 2 races he was not available. Well, he was not in the photos, but he was almost in the rest of them. And if you look at the photos, he is always very unassuming. He doesn't want to get in the middle. I don't know why, but he's always at the photos, he's always the guy standing at the corner. He's always the guy standing at the corner. This is something I noticed last year. So this year, when we were doing group photos, I tried to get him more to the center because he's one of the most senior members and he deserves a place. Even he deserves a place within us in the core, in the middle. And yeah, I'm a little bit lost for words, but just to share a little bit more on the background, what how I feel, how I think about Lam. Another fun story. So when, as Keith said, one time the boat capsized. I think it was within those 2 weeks. We were in Cyclone, we had 2 boats, and we were paddling to Kiuzhou. So if you remember, Chen Sir likes to make us do 4,000, 5,000 meters. But back then, we rarely paddled that far. I look back the records. I have a record of that particular day from Cyclone Beach, and we paddled all the way to Kiuzhou. It was 21 minutes 56 seconds. It was the longest distance we've done at that point. And once we're in the navigation way, Hongdao, everyone was tired. Lam was and I was sitting right behind him. So I started chanting his name, Lam Gor, Lam Gor, Lam Gor, and then the whole boat was chanting his name. And as you know you probably guess what happened. He complained, but he never skipped a beat. He didn't stop for 5 paddles, 10 paddles, recover a bit. He didn't do that. All he did was he complained, but he continued paddling for another 10 minutes, non-stop. So that was the moment that he really gained my respect. I was sitting right behind him, and I saw that he was giving it all despite everyone on the boat was tired. The first time we did 22 minutes. But he's the first one to show me that he didn't give up. And that's Lam. Okay. I think we're about time to head back. Let's do a huddle. Yeah.
Hey.
Are we? USD! One team!
I just want to share my thoughts. Is that like I'm not trying to like speak in like a speak for the team. Just like a little bit of sharing is that like Lam is like always my most reliable left side paddler. So I've been with the team. I think we joined the team in the same year, like 2008, and then it's like 17 years like paddling with him. It's a big shock to me that he passed away. To me, it's all of a sudden because I was like paddling with him in the last session like 2 weeks ago. I think he's like always has the highest attendance, so reliable. He showed the loudest, complained the loudest. But again, he's one of the most dedicated members of our team. But like for me, it's a big lesson. maybe I haven't really have a friend that passed away. This is my first friend that passed away, like so close to me to experience death maybe. And the thing is, like, I just learned that actually everyone knows, but then I just feel that is you will never know when will be your last time to see your friends, because in the team I believe I know everyone as a team member, how good they can paddle, what they should do in the Dragon Boat, but as a friend I think I should do more, and sometimes I regret that I should get to know him a little bit more as a friend. I think I think just make sure you treasure your families, your friends, because you won't know when will be your last time to see them. And I don't even know when will be my last time to read a story for my kids as well. Stuff like that. Like, you will always have your last chance to do a thing, so just make sure you treasure your chance. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, let's have a final huddle with Lam. All right, boys and girls, who are we?
USD! USD! One team!